Clouds, it's Cloud Quartz. Today I am going to do a tutorial ukulele breakdown of how to play Sweet Tooth by Cavetown. I did a cover of this just a couple days ago, and this is going to be a tutorial for how to play it exactly as I played it in that cover. So we're gonna start by going over the chords that you need for the song, and then I'm gonna go through each section. I'll go over the verses, and then the chorus, and then the outro, on what chords you need for those and how to play it. So let's do this. There are 6 chords in this song. Some of them are pretty simple. I will put them up on the screen. If you already know all these chords, you can go ahead and skip ahead. But otherwise, I will show you how to play them right now. So first, we'll start with the easy one, C. Pretty simple. It's almost all open, but then on your bottom string, your 3rd fret over, so 1, 2, 3, this is C. Yay, very simple. Love C chord, a classic. So another chord that you're gonna need that's also pretty simple is A minor. A minor is also just a 1-finger chord. It's open except for your top string on your 2nd fret, and that's A minor. Ta-da! Let's see. We're gonna need an F. So F is kind of like A minor, where you use the top string 2nd fret, but you're going to use your 2nd finger for that because your 1st finger is going to be on the 3rd string down 1st fret. So that's F. So it's 2nd fret, open, 1st fret, open. F. We'll also need F minor, which if you haven't played F minor, is like a little bit to get used to, but it's not too bad. So it's the top string 1st fret, and then open, and then the 3rd string 2nd fret, or 1st fret, the same one that you hold down for F, and then your bottom string 3rd fret. So 1st string 1st fret, open, 3rd string 1st fret, and 4th string 3rd fret. Sounds like this. And if you're going there from F, which we do in this song, you can either start at F and just slide this one over. It's like a little bit crunched here, and then drop your pinky for the C. Or you can go from F and just completely shift your hand like this to these two and this one. Just a little more comfortable. So just whatever you feel you have time for and are comfortable with. I've used both fingerings depending on the situation. So that's F minor. We also have E7, which is one that was in our Things That Make It Warm tutorial. So that one is 1st string, 1st fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, and then open for 3rd string, and then 4th string, 2nd fret. And it sounds like this. Nice. And last, but not least, except it kind of is because you don't use it that much in the song, D minor. D minor is kind of like F, where you've got the 1st fret of the 3rd string and the 2nd fret of the 1st string, but then you add the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Sounds like this. So it's 1st string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 1st fret, and then open. D minor. So that's all the chords that you'll need for this song. C, A minor, F, F minor, E7, and D minor. Cool. So now we are going to move on to the verses, because it starts with the verses. So, as I was listening to Sweet Tooth and trying to figure out how I wanted to play it to try and sort of emulate the rhythmicness of his original track and the way that sometimes like the volume like builds and things like that, I used a couple different techniques. I'm not just like strumming the whole time. So the first thing that I do is I just pluck all 4 chords. So I literally just grab them with my fingertips and I just pull. And that makes this kind of short burst of sound versus like a strum, which is a little bit louder, and a little less percussive, I suppose. Like with the pluck, it's kind of more like of a beat, in my opinion. So I am doing that 4-string pluck for C, and then I tap my ukulele partially to cut off the resonation of the sound and partially just for the added percussive aspect. And then so you do C, and then you do F. just 2 beats back and forth between those two. And that is how the verse starts. So you'll have that for feeling sick of myself, think I'll try to be someone else. And then we add new chords. So for the next part, it's going to be A minor, which is that 1st string, 2nd fret. And I'm doing my 4-string plucking still, but instead of just 2 beats like before, I'm doing all 4 beats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be C, C, hit, F, F, hit, A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor. And then after A minor is D minor, which was our 1st string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 1st fret, open. And I'm still using that 4-string plucking technique. So let's see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you just do 4 beats on A minor and 4 beats on D minor. And then we get our E7 chord, but it starts to kind of crescendo in the dynamic, gets louder throughout this. So I then go from my 4-string plucking to just a strum. And I do 4 strums, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last chord in this section is F. So we go from E7 to F. And we just do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're back to our C with our 4-string plucking technique. So then when you put it all together from like the A minor, D minor, E7, and F, you get this kind of building technique, or at least that's what I was going for, where it goes. So that's everything for the first verse section. Then there's the second verse section, which is the part that goes, pull my head out the sand, and so on and so forth. And it has a little bit of a different form than the first verse section. It's a little bit longer. So we do our usual C, C, F, F for all that. And we do our usual A minor, D minor, E7, C and F again, but then we go straight back to E7 strums and F, and then one more time, and then that leads into the refrain. So we have everything that we did for the first part verse, and then we have an added extra E minor, F to C, C, F, F, E minor, F. So, if you want to recap with me, I'm going to now go back and play and sing everything from the first verse up into the refrain. And if you want to skip ahead to where I talk about the refrain, you can do that. And I'll put a timestamp there. So, recapping. Here's what we've got so far. Feeling sick of myself, think I'll try to be someone else. Can't be hard to paint a person in my head, create a version parallel. Pull my head out the sand, try as hard as I can. Guess I must be satisfactory. You say you love me exactly the way I am, and you know I find it hard to understand. Pay a visit to the doctor, 'cause I have refrain. Sorry I messed up a little bit towards the end there, but I'm sure you get the picture. Next I'm going to go over the refrain. So the refrain is also when we use a couple of different techniques to kind of try and build the dynamics and all that. We start with C and E7. So we are building from the verse. We've got pay a visit to my doctor, 'cause I have. So 2 C strums, C, C, and we're doing this tappy hit thing again. So C, C, hit, E7, E7, hit, That's what we got so far. And that's for Sweet Tooth for You. So, yeah, C, E7. After that, we have A minor into F, and then F minor and C. And that's going to be 4 strums of A minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 of F and 2 of F minor. And then C back to the hit, 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 hit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool? So that is repeated for the rest of the refrain. So we've got a sweet tooth for you. I'm wide awake. The sugar went straight to my brain. I feel like a kid. I double tap my chest with my fist. And here is where it kind of slows down. And so for that, I decided to do like a really slow drawn out strum on A minor. So you've got your usual C, C, hit, E7, E7, hit, and then slow strum, kind of like let it ring for whatever the words are there. I like you, that's what the words are. And then a slow F strum, and then a slow F minor strum. And then we're back to our 4-finger plucky technique on C. And that kind of goes into the last part of the refrain. But I just want to kind of go over that slow part again. So it's C, C, hit, E7, E7, hit, A minor, I like you, F, F minor, say it back. So after we get to the slow down part, the I like you, say it back, we get to just the like tail end of the refrain. And so we're back to our 4-finger plucking technique. C, C, and then it's A minor. And then strumming for E7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then F, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do that twice. So we get I like you, F, F minor, say it back, C, C, hit, A minor, hit, E7, 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 F, 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 F. And while you're strumming that F is when the echoed say it back is. So it's, say it back. Verse 2. So then it's verse 2, and verse 2 is just the second part of what we did for verse 1. Exactly, so you already know how to do that. You've got your, C plucks, your F plucks, A minor plucks, D minor plucks, and then strum an F7, strum an F, C plucks, F plucks, strum an A7, strum an F, C plucks, F plucks, oh wait, no, F. I said F and I played E7, but I meant F. So it's C, C, F, F, and then E7, F, and then we're back to the refrain. So you already know all that. Great. So the only thing that's left is the outro. So after we do the second refrain, we get to that last bit where it's kind of got this like really dreamy feel, and it's very like pretty and like floaty. And so for that section, I decided to not do any sort of strumming at all. The chords, we'll go over the chords first. So it's just C, E7, A minor, F. And you just do that over and over again until you get to the end. So instead of doing any sort of strumming, I'm just plucking each string from the bottom 4th string to the top. So 4, 3, 2, 1 for each chord. Oh, but make sure you actually pluck the correct strings. Because I think it's pretty. Sounds kind of nice, right? And it kind kind of slows it down, gives it that sort of like lullaby kind of feel. So you just do that for the whole 2 like outro lines. And then when you get towards the end and you have the last I like you, say it back. So we have, let's see here. I think the words are a safety pin, I like you. So that was just we did C, E7, A minor. But then for this last F, I actually do a slightly modified F because it sort of combines F and F minor. I just think it sounds more right for the moment. So instead of doing F, which is the 1st fret on a 3rd string and the 2nd fret on the 1st string, I do the 1st fret on the 1st string and the 1st fret on the 3rd string. So it's almost F minor, but I'm leaving off the bottom string, so it's just open. So it sounds like this. So then we have, if we do that, oh, and then the last thing, I'll just say this now, after you do that, it's just strum on C, and then you're done. So just to recap what that little outro bit sounds like, we've got a safety pin, I like you, say it back. Ta-da! Yeah, so that's it. That's the whole song. Now you can play it, hopefully. I feel like this is a little chaotic, but hopefully it was useful. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anything that I could do better explaining. And let me know if you give it a try. I would love to hear how it goes for you. And thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye!